This sketch is entitled The Queen at Her Desk.
Over to Buckingham Palace, where we see the public side of monarchy. Usually it is ceremonies and walkabouts, but the real business of monarchy happens here at the palace. The 9 a.m. bagpipes. A tradition stretching back to Victoria. And a signal for the Queen that her working day has begun. 2 hours later, the Queen's private secretary arrives to tackle the royal in-tray.
Ridiculous chair, this.
It's now April, and preparations are being made for the annual May Festival. At this meeting, papers are signed and appointments confirmed. Schedules and speeches have to be approved, and this year it is the 50th anniversary. She may be primarily a figurehead.
That was last night's report from the committee, and they've come up with a theme for this year's festival.
But the Queen remains a well-informed one.
Oh yes, a special year, I believe. Isn't it the 50th anniversary?
Yes, ma'am.
So the theme is?
Well, it's 50, ma'am.
50 what?
50 nothing, ma'am.
That's numerically concise. How about the wine tasting?
Oh, yes, well, here's the selection. Blue Nun and Liebfraudel and Boat from Asda.
I thought I suggested Mr. Buckingham push the boat up this year. Didn't I say Chateau Latour and Le Mont Trachet?
Oh, well, yes, he said he tasted them, but they were all corked, so this is our substitute list. In fact, we're trying to find a substitute taster. He seems to have disappeared.
That's rather disappointing.
Yes.
I was rather intrigued by this one.
Oh, yes, well.
An application for a new maypole from Mr. Ackroyd. Do you know anything about it? Have you got any information?
Well, yeah, I could get some.
Mrs. Stewart-Smith says it would reduce health and safety risks for children. What risks are those?
Oh, well, yes, you see, it's a bit wobbly.
Hasn't it always been wobbly?
Yes, and someone has to stand in the middle holding it up.
My dear man, that's how it's meant to be. It was like that in Victoria's day, you know. If you want health and safety, you better ask Mr. Ackroyd to cut those ribbons off altogether. Then the children won't get tangled up. Then when they dance around the maypole, it won't wobble at all. Which would look more ridiculous, do you think?
I'll ask them to keep it, just as it always has been.
Quite right. This is the bill for...
Yes, and this is the menu for the cream teas.
Ah, tea, scones, jam, and cake. That's it. Oh dear. Jot a memo to the vicar. Let them eat cucumber sandwiches. I'm not Marie Antoinette, you know.
Now, the art show.
Yes?
Well, they've asked you to sit for an impromptu portrait. Just for an hour, you know.
Not another portrait, honestly.
Yes. And this is the new bill for,
Oh yes,
there's all that going on.
transport from Mr. Clayton.
And I just want your consent for the horse.
With one helicopter at the disposal of the royal family, it's up to the Queen to decide who gets it and when. She likes to monitor everything.
The helicopter?
That's the Duke of Kimpton, Robert Finch. Rather a tight schedule.
I can see why he needs a helicopter. Gosh, a scout inspection.
Yes, a very busy program.
And visiting a bench in Peter's Green. Oh, and another 2 weeks in the Scilly Isles on holiday. Of course he can have that.
That's right, ma'am. He has your approval.
Not a day we're using it, or the Kimpton mother needing it.
No, she hasn't made any public appearances recently.
Poor Barbara. She does seem to be spending more and more time in the memorial home. Still, she did venture out to visit baby George in Connicott.
Once local matters are approved, the Queen turns her attention further afield to the Commonwealth.
Any reports from the colonies?
Well, there's a note here from Councillor Reevil. He's rather perturbed by the amount of dog fouling in Blackmore End. He thinks it's due to a sharp rise in the number of black Labradors.
Maybe time for shooting season. Put the word out to the keepers. Open season for colour black labs. You see, you can't go wrong with a corgi. What would one do without a fax?
By the way, talking of colonies, I heard that Australian fellow, Jenner, who's doing a splendid work down at the White Horse with the folk night.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, and running it twice a month, you know.
Just so long as he doesn't get out his
Penny whistle.
No, what's it called?
His didgeridoo, ma'am.
No, his phone thing that jingles.
Oh, his iPhone.
No, his lager phone.
Oh, yes, lager. No, we don't want to go upsetting the neighbours.
Quite right.
As well as planning for the festival, the Queen likes to look ahead in her schedule.
I'm afraid we've had to defer the state opening of the Memorial Hall pedestrian path.
Oh dear.
Yes, I have the report here. It says the new pedestrian path to the Memorial Hall is almost complete, but has been held up for 2 reasons. One is that we found that the sewer pipe running under the path is damaged, caused by tree roots breaking it. This will be mended with a magic sleeve that can be inserted through one of the manholes.
Magic sleeve? Manhole?
However, we want to wait until that is completed successfully before we put a final layer on the path, just in case something goes wrong.
Who wrote this report?
The other is that the roller acted like a squeegee and forced water up from underneath.
A squeegee? Who wrote this? It sounds like he's making excuses.
Hopefully both problems will be solved soon.
Come on then.
It's the Duke, Bob Finch. The path finally open for business.
Isn't he meant to be going to the Scilly Isles?
Yes, ma'am.
I think you'd better cancel that helicopter. I will be needing it after all.
Very well. So the date's now clear in your diary?
Well, you know what I like, don't you?
Afternoon tea.
Yes, afternoon tea with those charming young bench-working party boys.
With her birthday looming, the Queen has the enjoyable task of selecting those she will choose to recognise with an honour.
Here's the birthday honours list. For your approval, Mum. Various worthies and celebrities.
Oh yes, Andrew Morton, Mr. Hubbard, Mrs. French, always good to have a lollipop lady, Craig Barnes, services to breweries, and Sanjay and Anita for outstanding work for the Royal Mail.
Splendid couple they are.
Who is this? Rupert Grint.
Yes, a film star in the Potter series.
I I don't see him. Does he live round here?
Well, rumours are he may be in tax exile.
No. And this one? Damien McFun?
Oh, well, that's for services to entertainment.
The fellow with those ghastly jokes that Kimpton entertains?
Well, people flock to the show. They say it's a sellout.
He's not that McFunny, you know. I'd do a better job myself. Let's switch him for my dashing royal trumpeter, my herald, Mr. Blackshaw.
Very well, ma'am. Mama?
Not now, son. I'm at my desk.
When am I going to succeed?
Succeed? Probably never. Is this the old question about succession?
Ah, yes, Mama. When do you think I can be king?
When you can sit still for long enough and wait.
Really? That's easy.
Ah. Here, try this chair. Sit there. Look up this way. Keep nice and still. No blinking. Keep waiting. Just keep waiting there. Nice and still. Get onto the art show. Tell them somebody stepped in to do the portrait. I want to enjoy the May Festival.
Okay,